Welcome to the Profits Gap, How to Fiercely Take Lucrative Leaps, a mini masterclass preview. I am AliNICOLE Wow, and I am the creator of the Profits Bridge Connection. And the Profits Bridge Connection provides seminars, products, publications, and more for helping small business owners to close the profits gap from where they currently are to where they want to be. So, whether a business is thriving or struggling, there is always a gap of achieving greater results. So, the Profits Bridge Connection offerings, what they do is provide solutions for accomplishing short, mid, and long term profit success at every phase. And today I am joined by the magnificent profits mound builder, Joesph L. Jones Jr., and he is the founder of the Affluent Architect Empires, and also I am the Mound Builders Communication. So I'm so grateful to be joined by him because he is going to be also participating with me in the upcoming masterclass. So Joesph, grateful to have you join me.
Grateful to be with you and looking forward to that upcoming mastermind.
Oh yes, yes. This which there is a mastermind with this as well, but the masterclass will lead into it, and so I'm really excited, about this. We are in very interesting times, but interesting times in terms of greater expansion and opportunities. Would you agree?
Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. There's a lot of changes going on, massive changes.
Yes.
Some are troubling, but more importantly, it's an opportunity for us to really take advantage of what's happening right now and
Hmm.
go into it joyfully with the right mindset so that we can be successful. And I'm sure that's what you're going
Absolutely.
to help us with today.
Oh, thank you. I absolutely agree with you. It is all about perception and mindset and the way we, as you said, go into it. One of the terminologies or phrasings I like to use is the place in which we're coming from. And so when we are coming from this place of empowerment, this place of possibilities and opportunities, then it just makes way for us to be able to have a grander experience than if we were thinking in a different, mindset. And so, talking about the profits gap and how to fearlessly take lucrative leaps, because no matter, as I mentioned before, especially as it relates to businesses, but this information can apply to those who are not in business traditionally, because I like to look at the human experience, if you will, is being an empire of self anyway. We are in the business of being who we are, right? And so, with that, there's always going to be the profits factor. And it can be for someone who is in thriving experiences or those who are looking to shift more into a higher vantage point from their profits, perspective. And so, a question that I often ask, and not just as it relates to profits, but just in general, but definitely want to bring it here, is asking people, do they ever wonder what is the connection factor to the higher profits advantage? Why is there such a gap and such a distance? And I've done a lot of work with this around the years. Several years ago, I used to have a coaching practice that was called the Bridge Connection. And I had a show that accompanied that particular practice that was called Cross Your Bridge. And then I later on went to develop a work that was called You Are Your Bridge to Cross. And so that middle, that gap, so to speak, is all about us. It is who we are. We are the gap, so to speak, the distance
Right.
between where we are and where we want to be. There's always kind of an inner game mastery adventure, so to speak, that we go on to discover what does this middle ground mean that prepares us for where we're going? And that's why a lot of times you hear people focus more on it's about the journey and not so much the destination. But we can play from both sides of the track, especially as it relates to profits, because the profits gap is really about a holistic experience. And so embodying this holistic experience of what does it mean to be profitable in terms of you as a person, that then can be able to uh, bring about the wealth creation, innovation types of processes that are going to help to put you not just where you need to be, but really in a whole nother trajectory as it relates to profits. So, in my upcoming mini masterclass training, and that you'll be a part of, as well, is called The Profits Gap and How to Fearlessly Take Lucrative Leaps. And what I'll be sharing are three core areas that are going to help eliminate this sort of cross your bridge factor and start to accelerate the process in order to fearlessly take these evolutionary lucrative leaps that are going to catapult one's profits success. So, in this mini master class, what will be covered, those three areas, are how the art of leveraging your power of getting present helps you to become more profitable. Then, also going to talk about why fearlessness will become your best friend and ally to catapult your success. Also, going to cover why it's best to take an evolutionary leap versus a quantum leap for your lucrative advantage. And then there's going to be so much more, because I know there'll also be some affluent mound building concepts that will come forth, from you during that mini masterclass. So, yeah, I'm really excited, Joesph, to be able to bring this to the market, during this time and sort of introduce. And I do have some resources that I want to share. But before I share those, I certainly would love to hear just any commentary from you, helping to sort of prime the pump even more for why a master class of this nature is important during this time.
Well, the time couldn't be better. It's the beginning of the year for one, and we're in the midst of a huge transition that we've never seen before.
Yes.
So, if there ever was a time for us to look at the way that we profit and look at new ways of profiting, now would be the
Mm,
time. It's also important for business owners and for individuals working with businesses and individuals who are working on themselves to take advantage of this class. Because when we think of and look at the word profit, a lot of times we look at that word from profit coming from somewhere else externally.
mm-hmm,
But the
mm-hmm.
real profit comes from within.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's something that you're going to deal with in this
Mm-hmm,
masterclass as well.
mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm.
internal profiting that results in profit seemingly coming
Yes.
externally. But that's
Mm-hmm,
why this class is so important, because it's speaking to topics and information that's now needed, as well as information that you're not going to get anywhere else.
mm.
So I want to encourage everyone to be sure to take advantage of this class and tell a friend.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I couldn't agree more. I love what you said in terms of what's going to be shared is not going to be something that people will get anywhere else. And that is the absolute truth, because, for one, what's going to be coming forth through us is very unique to the emergence of a new era marketplace that we have been facilitating to bring into expansion, so there won't be others who will have the information based on those sort of dynamics. But I'm excited, about this is because the gap, honestly, is sort of illusionary in nature, but because we are in this experience, we there is the journey and the way we interpret it and reinterpret what's actually happening and the shifts that are occurring to bring forth this new realignment, a new re-engineering and a reset, so to speak, to how profits come about. And as you spoke, and I mentioned even earlier, that it is about the inner game, the internal world that does manifest the external results. But we're going to take it even deeper than that because there's been a lot of talk about that throughout the years, and even that has still been at a very surface level of sort of the profits inside out, perspective. There are awarenesses, Joesph, that are coming more into the consciousness of people now that they can start accessing their own information about what the profits inside out factor really is for them versus just a generalization of some of what has been taught in a lot of the self-help and even the wealth creations, how you profit more. But when people can start to get into their own information, their new data or new DNA is what I call it, it takes on a different perspective and vibration from just when we do kind of the traditional inner work of moving blocks and shifting those different things. The gap here is really connecting, and that's why the prophets bridge connection is about connecting people really to the truth of their um, holistic prophets blueprint, so to speak. So I would like to introduce three resources. They're publications that are written in journal style formats, and one of the reasons why I love to write and produce content in journal style formats is because it produces this experience of an interactive process of intentionality, intentional journaling that gets people into their own information. Because, we've been in an era of information overload, and there's a tip and a technique about several things and how you make money, how you increase your profits, how you manage that. There's a lot of concepts that are offered, and those concepts are very good and helpful, but they also have to be applicable in terms of what is going to be unique for an individual. As we know, there's no one size fits all, even as it relates to one's profit agenda. So, what this intentional journaling process does is it gives enough information to stimulate, to evoke, and produce a trigger mechanic type of experience where people get into a thought provoking process, and then they start to pull out their own information instead of being inundated so much with a lot of information to tell you what you need to do. This one is more of an inner exploration that then brings out this new information. And when people can actually get that out of them, they're able to witness sort of the old dynamics and the new that's emerging and be able to sort of make the distinctions on how they need to move forward. So, three of the resources that I am offering and would love for people, even leading up to this mini masterclass, because the masterclass also is going to pre-qualify them for the mastermind that you were mentioning earlier. And so these three publications are Get Present to Profit. It is the 5 key shifts for using the power of the present moments to increase profits. And again, it is a journal planner. The second one is Lucrative Reality Leaps Made Easy, mindset empowerment for creating reality shifts and accelerated wealth. And that, again, is a journal planner. The next one is Evolutionary Catapults, the New Quantum Leaps. It is an accelerated acceleration journal planner for collapsing time and lucratively catapulting your success. So, Joesph, those are going to be very helpful resources to help people to prime the pump for this new experience. And then they'll also see, even before coming to the master class, that they'll be able to sort of close and bridge a few gaps themselves. And then what they learn in the master class will be able to then expand that and help them take that to the next level. So really excited that we're going to be, bringing this forward. So I would definitely love, before we close, to just hear anything else that you have to share.
Well, it's going to be an exciting mini class, and I can't wait for it myself. There's a lot of treasures and a lot of wisdom that's going to come out of it. It's going to enable people to really shift their lives into the next phase of their lives, just as we're being shifted right now as a
Mm,
result of the transformation taking place in the economy, in the country, and within each and every one of us. So,
mm,
this class and this concept of profit is going to speak to all of those things. So, it's important to make sure that we're in this vibrational energy and
yes.
to make sure that we're well positioned in it
Mm.
and have the tools available to be successful in it. And that's what this class speaks to. So it's going to be something that's extremely impactful and obviously going to be a mini class that's going to be the class of the year.
Oh, thank you. Well, wow, wow. I'm going to co-sign with you, not because I'm biased, because I'm bringing it forth, but I'm going to even say more so because of what you're going to be sharing also, within this experience, because being able to be the architecture of your experience and to build the right structures in what the premise that you start with in your mound building work is that the building of the self and the life. And so, with having the building of the self and the life, then only better structures will be built for whether it's business, just in general, and how that leads to the greater profits advantage. So, closing that gap or bridging the gap of self within the building of the best version of the self and the best life. I'm even more excited about that also coming forth, as well. So I just want to thank you, first of all, for being here with me today, and also um, in advance for your participation of the work that we're going to bring forth to really bring about transformation and evolution like never before in the profits realm.
I thank you for this class and for this opportunity to share in this class and for the great work that is going to continue to come forth between the two of us.
Yes, thank you. And to close out, I just want to invite others to follow on Tumblr, the Profits Bridge Connection. And there you can learn more about the upcoming mini masterclass and other endeavors. So super excited, about this. Want you to go away from this particular call feeling that you have new possibilities that are going to be opened up to you, new realms of opportunities, profit portals that will shift you into new trajectories. And it is all about creating new profit trajectories during this time. And you'll find that, again, the gap is you, but what is in that middle is this more profitable expression of who you are that's ready to be played out on so many different levels in so many different ways, not only to impact your life, but also to impact the lives of others. So, thank you so much for listening, and we definitely look forward to having you join us for the mini masterclass.